So here's the idea. It's gonna be full board, tire wood piece, partitioned here and here, possibly 8 inches here, with sealed housing for the mids, separated in the middle, and port right here with the extended tube into about halfway here, where this side might possibly be left opened to allow for the amp board. So potentially this will be cutting into the enclosure a little bit, where this area might carry the VMS board, amp, and toggle units. So it would probably look something like that. I would love to put the two. I have brought two plates there, but I think I might be able to just do one. So far, that's all I can think of, so that everything gets cleared. So, looking into the first step, which was, I'll start with putting a piece of wood here, because that's really what I'd like to have flush. And it measured, let's see if I remember this off the top of my head, 20 by 25 and 12 by 3/4, right? So I went ahead and I cut it to that exact fit, but there's some 45s here that it has internally, and I thought, well, I mean, I have a 45 router-ish, kind of a 45, but I guess more like a quarter. So what I did was measured from here to here, and it was an 11.5. Once I did my round overs, the angles, I measured only 12 from one end to the other. So I had to go in 1/2 inch and just cut that piece. See, here's it was what it was, and then I chopped it, and now I have a new 45. So now it does measure 11.5. Let's see what it measures on the other side. You bear with me. It measures a 12 1/4 on one end, and 11.5 on the other end. Just like that, 11.5. So bam, you do the math there, because I'm not that good right now. So, well, 11.5, it's 3 3.25. But you also you gotta kind of keep your router bit stationary there, because you gotta you have to keep it exact every single time. So I left it alone. I did the cut, and then I went back over. I'm like, okay, is this gonna fit? And I hope it does now. So let's see how it looks. And that's how it looks flush. That is flush. Now I just have this nasty gap from one end to the other. So I got to take that cushion off, because it is going to stay flushed right there. And that's how it looks. I have a little gap here and a gap there, but it is what it is. That's how it's going to stay. So I ended up making these sides, right? And it turned out that I was like, what, 4.5 in deep. These are 4.5 deep, right? But once I put the top lid, it was way too snug, even with some roundovers that I did. And I did plenty roundovers on it. It still was not enough. So what I ended up doing was doing these rabbit cuts, so it sits right in. It's like 1/8 of an inch deep, and you can tell that right there, that difference. So now I have to do the same thing with these. so that they fit. I don't want to trim. I cut everything with a jigsaw. Okay, so it's not the easiest to make straight cuts, and I think I did pretty dang good, just as is. So leaving the cuts alone. I already did these. They're supposed to be 3.5, but they're a little shy of. It's not a problem. So I'm gonna trace it out, and then remove this bottom plate, and then do those flush trims. Flush cuts is gonna be 1, 2, and 3, 4, and I'll go from there. So it's very important that these two are the same size, because I'm gonna use these as a template, as a guide. Put those over here so that this is straight and these are straight. I'll show you the finished results here in a little bit. Okay, so now I'm at the rabbit cut to put the inside in. I already did the outside, as you can tell. I have these 3.5 same spare wood of whatever this is, so that I don't tilt any and teeter on the sides. I've done it the hard way here, not to do that, but it's not that bad. I'll fix that. So what I did is we're gonna go 2 1/4. Put this border here, and I have this with tape. I'm gonna do 2 1/4 here, so I'll just go up and down, and I'll finish that up, and then I'll come in the inside on both sides, and I'll trim those ends and call it a day there. So that's what it is. And here's the final result. Here it is. Just need to clean it up a little bit. Find my block. Here it is. Here's my block. So I learned the hard way. You got to do one side at a time. You can't square it out with the 2 guides, or else you won't be able to go out completely and follow that line. So it looks good. It's actually going here, and that is all right. It's all right. You just needed a flush. So, and then this other one is going here. So, looks good to me. Going like that. So we're finally at placement. Finally. So we have the base. We have the base structure here. Ideally, or I thought I was going to put these on the side, but there is a gap right here. So there's no way that this flushes onto the side wall because of it. Same thing with here, all this. So I do have a little bit of slack. That might be a good thing depending on what I need it for, but not for placement of this. And I'm thinking it's gonna have to go on the front right here, and these tweeters are gonna have to go right here in the middle on the other side, of course. This is gonna, I'll put this one up on top so it stays towards the middle, but it won't, it'll have that look from here there. This is the low pass filter, and it's 6K low pass. This will sit inside. There'll be a matching one on the other end, so that'll be fed from here. Find a location there, and then I need to find, unfortunately, the high pass filters 6K are not in stock, and don't know when they'll be back in stock. I should have got them when I had a chance, but I could use just the first order crossover. That's a second order crossover. First order crossover and the tweeters. And this is just so that it has a distinction. So that there is a frequency cutoff distinction between the mid and the high highs. So it's about a total of 0.05 cubic feet inside. This total of 0.39 cubic feet. This sub requires 0.33, and this requires 0.04 for sealed. So we're right there. Perfect. All right, so suitcase assembled, acoustic padding put,
I'm about to seal it off. I already put some thinner gasketing around all here, doubled it up right there, came back around. This is where I cut, so I'm doubling up at that point. These are low 6K low pass filter, at 6K. Same thing with these are tweets. The amp port's gonna be here. Should be good. I already cut everything up. We'll see. There it is.